Long before their legendary hatred, elves and dwarves collaborated to build entire kingdoms. At the height of their diplomatic and architectural cooperation, they worked side by side to forge a shared world. To honor this alliance, the dwarves engineered a masterwork. They crafted an unparalleled piece of jewelry as a gift for the Elven King Finrod, known as the Nauglamír. The necklace contained an immense physical weight of gold and countless gems. Yet, the smiths engineered its ergonomics so precisely that it rested as lightly as a single thread on the wearer's neck. Deep within the fortress of Nargothrond, the Nauglamír functioned as a legal and symbolic anchor. It stood as physical proof that two radically different cultures could coexist through mutual respect. This single object became the catalyst for the total collapse of the elf-dwarf relationship. Following a long and destructive war, the treasures of Nargothrond were salvaged. The Nauglamír arrived in the forested kingdom of Doriath, falling into the hands of King Thingol. This schematic shows the Nauglamír next to a volatile variable, a silnoril, a jewel containing the blinding light of Valinor. Thingol commanded the dwarven smiths to physically fuse them, locking the silnoril into the center of the Nauglamír. The dwarves went to work deep within the shadowed halls. Confined in the dark, they slowly suffered severe psychological degradation. The intense divine light of the silmaril hypnotized them, feeding an overwhelming greed for the object. The commission created a volatile collision. Thingol's pride demanded the divine, crashing into the dwarves' rising entitlement. When the smiths finished, the gold of the Nauglamír reflected the silmaril's light so intensely it illuminated the deepest reaches of the underground forge. King Thingol stepped forward into the forge, intending to claim the finished necklace for himself. The dwarves broke protocol. They blocked his path and outright refused to hand it over. Claiming ancestral ownership of the original gold, they demanded the necklace as their payment. Thingol responded with a haughty, insulting dismissal. He treated the mastersmiths as lesser beings, permanently destroying the diplomatic threshold between them. In a fraction of a second, the negotiation became an execution. The dwarves attacked the Elven King and struck him down within his own fortress. A localized dispute over a single piece of jewelry escalated in moments into regicide. Centuries of geopolitical peace were erased on the floor of the forge. In the immediate tactical aftermath, elven guards intercepted and killed the fleeing assassins, but two dwarves managed to escape the borders of Doriath. These survivors returned to their king in Nauglamír, delivering a completely falsified account of the murders. They claimed the elves attacked them unprovoked to justify a military response. This tactical map tracks the resulting mobilization. A fully armed dwarven host marched out from the eastern mountains, following a direct, aggressive vector. Breaching the perimeter, they executed a chaotic, brutal slaughter, fueled entirely by their lust for the Nauglamír. This specific military action marked the permanent death of the elf-dwarf alliance. The two races turned from diplomatic partners into ancestral enemies. The elves eventually recovered the Nauglamír and passed it to Thingol's heir, King Dior. For a brief period, this created a false illusion that order had been restored. However, the necklace now carried a secondary, internal threat. The blinding light of the Silmaril acted as a beacon, drawing the attention of a highly radicalized faction of elves. These were the Sons of Fëanor. They were legally and morally compelled to a fanatical blood pact, the Oath of Fëanor, to violently reclaim the jewel from absolutely anyone who held it. In the dead of winter, elven armies descended on Doriath's survivors. They slaughtered their own race in an atrocity known as the Second Kinslaying, leaving the Nauglamír abandoned in the thick, blood-stained snow. The artifact outlasted the kingdoms that fought for it. By the end of the First Age, the necklace was lost, leaving behind only the memory of slaughtered kin and a permanent diplomatic rift.